What is absolutely worth the money? Can't say this enough. A properly supportive office/desk chair. Worth every penny. My work just bought everyone new chairs. And these have lumbar support. My back never felt better. Totally agree. I didn't realize how good I had it at my office until I started working from home. Missing my chair and sit/stand desk more each day. Office manager here. Employees started complaining about back problems, so I let everyone come pick up their chairs. Doesn't hurt to ask your manager if that's an option. My GF went home with 2 monitors, keyboard and mouse, and all her office plants. Sent a pic to her boss to document it. Should have told her to take the chair too. Comfortable underwear. I wear mine until they evaporate into thin air. I still have no evidence to suggest why my underpants get holes in them. It's happened to many times at different times. I'm starting to think it's just the acidity of my ball sweat that eats through the fabric. That'll be the ol' acid crotch killer or many pairs of jeans. AHH acid crotch. My first lover. A good pillow. A mattress was said earlier, but a pillow is like the cherry. I honestly love redditors who take the time to read and reply to the majority of responses to their questions. Quality drill bits. They're actually cheaper in the long run than cheap low quality ones and much better to work with. My dad always said buy one, cry once, buy nice, or buy twice. Does this work with wives as well? Very much so. A good mattress. A good mattress and good shoes. Because if you're not in one, you're probably in the other. Also a good office chair to sit in. If a lot of sitting at a desk is done. Recently working from home due to COVID. Can you recommend an affordable one? Edit. Woke up in the IFTK of the night and saw all the responses. Thanks. We've been working 6 a to 8 p to cover all the people out from COVID, so I'm exhausted, but we'll check it out in the morning. Thank you so much. This has some great recommendations. Link. com/reviews/best office chair/office chairs in general will make your eyes pop out of your head with how expensive they are. Your first thought will be that I can buy a chair at Staples for $50. Why would I pay $1,000? Link. Staples. com/Staples mesh and fabric task chair/product_2,715,724. And I get it. But I will also say, the Aeron chair has been my favorite for a long time. The mesh is super breathable and comfortable. I sit in it for 10 to 12 hours a day with no problem. I bought one for home. For working/gaming. And it's been just amazing. It also has a 12-year warranty, and some of the cheap chairs wound up breaking on me in the first year. That being said, there are decent chairs that aren't crazy expensive, but you're still looking at a couple $100. You also need to know your style. I like mesh chairs, or at least mesh back chairs, because they are more breathable, and especially at home. I don't run the yak much. If you can find something in budget and that you like from Steelcase or Herman Miller, those are your go-tos with amazing warranties. I'm not sure of others. Before I had my current chair, I had something that was like a mid-tier Staples office chair, and it wasn't great. Dash cam. They can really save your ass. Speaking of, I need to get me a new one. Not to mention all that sweet karma from r/idiots and cuz. This is the real reason. 20 years ago I bought a used 1991 Toyota with 60k miles for cheap. Still running and just won't die. Edit. It is a 4-cylinder truck. I change the oil myself. I use Mobil 1 synthetic oil. It was purchased from the original owner for $4,200 when it was 9 years old. I love Toyota. Those things last forever. Very true. We have a Toyota about to hit 200k miles. 99. 4Runner at 298k. 2003 4Runner at 298k. I also had a 2000 Sienna. I checked the oil dipstick one day and it was totally dry. I forgot to put oil in and didn't remember until a good 2 months later. Whoops. She still ran great though. Love those Toyotas. A good knife for the kitchen. What kind of knife? And what brand would you suggest for someone who is poor and cooks a lot? Victorinox with Fibrix handle. Get just a chef knife to start. Always use a wood cutting board end grain if you can, and never put it in the dishwasher. If you like it then add to the set later. I cook a lot of chicken, so I also have a separate chicken only knife that I bought from the grocery store, and I throw that one in the dishwasher until it gets rusty or dull, and then buy a new one every couple years. Seconded. These offer excellent bang for buck, will last a long time, and sharpen easily. I cooked my way through college and there's a reason that these were always the house knives in the kitchens I was in. The chefs brought their own knives, but the prep cooks all use the restaurant provided Victorinox ones. I have a nice set of Wusthof knives that my wife gifted me years ago, and I love them. But in terms of value, Victorinox knives are pretty much unmatched. Thirded. I have a Victorinox and Wusthof classic chef's knives. While the Wusthof is amazing, the Victorinox is pretty close at a fraction of the cost. Still 1000x better than the shitty no-name knife most people have rattling around in their junk drawer. A good backpack. My mom always got me cheap backpacks in school, and they'd always break about 3/4 of the way through the school year. Sophomore year of high school I finally convinced her to pull the trigger on a mid-range JanSport day pack. Yeah, it was literally 5 times as expensive as any other backpack she'd ever bought me, but it lasted the rest of high school and community college, and the 2 years at regular university for my bachelor's, and a year and a half of graduate school, and I have used it at least a few times a year since for business trips since, and it's still perfectly usable, if getting a bit ratty and faded now. I have an Nubian backpack I got when I was 9. I'm 31 now, and it's still perfectly usable. It's a little beat up but, after over 20 years of use I think that's fair. I'm 40 and still have my Albion backpack. I think the only flaw is one strap is separating from the pack, but it still holds on. Probably could just restitch it and get another 30 years out of it. The $160 pool I just bought for my yard. Floating my ass through this bullshit. Nothing like floating naked in your backyard. Bedding. Period. It's where you sleep every night. A good night's sleep can make all the difference in the world. Mr. Freeman. So, wake up Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the eyelashes. Over-ear headphones that are sturdily built, sound pleasant and most importantly, feel comfortable to you. Once you've figured out the model that has just the right amount of clamping force, weight and cushion fit, you can never go back. Sony WH-1000XM3 worth every cent. A cast iron pan. They're super versatile and you can buy a great one that will last the rest of your life for not very much money. Second this. However, the older ones are much better quality and can be found at garage sales, thrift shops or piled up in an antique shop. The difference is they have a smooth bottom. Griswolds or Warners are great. I found several. An 8 feet 12 and a popover pan for $$15-20 each, and they are fantastic. Skip the lodge pans that Cabela sells. They have a gritty finish on the bottom, not nearly as good as the antiques. Good headphones. I bought a pair of Bose headphones a couple years ago. Very expensive, but I never lose them. They are great quality, and they last forever. I think I actually saved money by buying them. The sound quality is just ridiculous. After using a good pair I just can't go back to cheap $25 headphones. Me neither. Some people think it's a waste, but for me it'll never go back. I got them because I fly a lot, and the noise cancelling will save my hearing. Buying a home that you can afford. I really want to do this someday. Thermal underclothes. Any merino base layers or underwear will improve your quality if life more than you can understand. Try it and be amazed. People. Silk were my favorite. Then I moved to a much warmer climate. Someone once told me not to cheap out on the things that separate you from the ground. Shoes, bed and tires. After much consideration I think an office chair and kitchen knives and maybe listening devices such as speakers or headphones need to be included. Parachutes. Sounds like some sound advice. I guess trampolines count too. Red Bull gives you wings. Fun fact. Red Bull's tagline used to be Red Bull gives you wings, until they were sued and lost because some guy drank Red Bull and did not actually grow wings. So they changed it to wings with 3 eyes because wings aren't legally real things. If you wear glasses, laser eye surgery is absolutely worth the money. My vision was 20/400. For those of you who don't understand why that means. If a person with perfect 20/20 vision were able to read a sign, freeway sign, street sign, billboard, etc. from 400 feet away, I would have to be 20 feet away to be able to read the same sign with the same clarity. So reading street signs, especially at night, without my glasses was literally impossible. I got the laser eye surgery in 2014. It cost me $5,000, but it comes with a lifetime warranty. So if my vision ever changes, a touch-up is no cost to me. The procedure itself was interesting. Beforehand, I could not stand touching my own eyeball. I just couldn't do it. So contacts were out of the question. I was given a Valium and told to wait in the waiting room for about 30 minutes for it to kick in. Once I was taken into the procedure room, my head was locked into place and told to stare at the small light and don't move my eyes. When they fired up the first laser to create the flap, I didn't see anything new, but I could smell it. It smelled like burned hair, but the Valium was in full effect, so I didn't care. They moved the laser away to manually peel the flap back and moved a different laser in. This time, I heard a couple loud zaps, but again I didn't care. When they moved the second laser away, they put the flap back into place and suddenly I could see perfectly. But they had to tape my eyes closed to let the flap heal. They gave me 2 more Valium, told me to go home and sleep. When I wake up, take another Valium and go back to bed. I needed to keep my eyes closed for about 24 hours. I had to go back the following afternoon for a checkup. And just over 24 hours after the procedure my vision was an astounding 20/15. Edit. Damn. This comment blew up. You are posting questions and responses faster than I can reply. Lol. But I will try to answer all questions. That's awesome. My son probably has vision about as bad as yours, but is able to wear contacts. We didn't figure it out until he was around 14. I felt horrible when the doc told me he was legally blind. I may get him the surgery as a college graduation present. Edit. Revised my comment for inclusive language /info. I think for women you have to be at least 18 or 20 and men it's older, based on when your vision stops changing on average. A lot of it is hormonal, so there's little to no info for trans people. I could be wrong, but that's what I was told fairly recently. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.